12 years of my crush disappeared. That night I got home and stood in front of the mirror. 5'9", 250 pounds. I opened my notebook and wrote down a plan. 1. Lose weight. 2. Change my college application. Stop following him to Harvard. The mocking didn't stop. The toad really wants to eat swan meat, huh? She's 250 pounds and still crushing on Nicholas. Where does she get the nerve? Chloe Summers, the queen bee, laughed the loudest. She grabbed a plate piled with cream cake and smashed it into my face. Cream everywhere. Aw, Serena, don't be sad, she cooed. Eat up. Once you're full, you won't feel bad anymore. Somebody added, if you want a boyfriend, just find a bore, huh? The whole prom lost it again. Nicholas stood there with a glass of champagne, that smug little smirk on his face, like none of this had anything to do with him. Austin frowned at him but didn't say anything else. Chloe leaned over and whispered something to Nicholas, and he gave a quiet laugh. I wiped the cream off my face and stood up. I'm leaving. Chloe instantly switched to her sweet voice. Serena, don't be mad. We were just joking. I ignored her and walked out. When I passed Nicholas, he didn't even look up, still chatting with Chloe. I stopped. Nicholas. He finally glanced at me, annoyed. What? I looked at him and remembered when we were 6. He'd just moved in next door and scraped his knee on the very first day. I carried him on my back to the neighborhood clinic. He smiled at me back then, even though I was already chubby. That one smile stuck with me for 12 years. Everything you said today, I said softly. One day you'll regret it. He raised an eyebrow and scoffed. Me? Regret it? Fat ass? In this life I'd never. I didn't stick around to hear the rest. I pushed the door open. The hallway was quiet. My hands were shaking, but the tears didn't come. It wasn't that it didn't hurt. It hurt so much I couldn't even cry. My best friend Nina chased after me and grabbed my wrist. Serena, I'll go back right now and— Nina, I cut her off, my voice rough. Just walk with me. The sunset stretched our shadows out long. I walked a while before I said anything. He's right. I really am 250 pounds, but he said I'll never lose it. So I'm going to, just to prove him wrong. Nina bit her lip and squeezed my hand tighter. That night everyone was asleep. I stood alone in front of the mirror. My frame wasn't small, but it was completely buried under fat. My face was round as a ball of dough, 3 full chins. But when I leaned in close, my eyes were actually pretty. Good nose. The little mole at the corner of my eye looked like someone had drawn it on. Austin's words echoed in my head. You're going to be beautiful once you lose the weight. Was it true? I didn't know. But that night I made 2 decisions. 1. Lose weight. Goal, 110 pounds. 2. Cancel Harvard. I opened my laptop and logged into the application portal. Harvard's admission confirmation glowed on the screen. My cursor hovered over decline offer. Nicholas's voice rang in my ears again. Get off me, you fat pig. Gross. I didn't hesitate. I clicked decline. Then I wrote another application. Stanford, over 1,000 miles from Boston. I'd never even looked at it before, because of him. For him, I'd applied to law, a major I didn't even like. Now I picked what I actually wanted and hit send. My grades were good enough that the acceptance came fast. I clicked accept and closed the laptop. My heart felt lighter than it had in years. Starting today, I wasn't living for Nicholas Reed anymore. I was living for me. 5 a.m. the next morning, the alarm went off while it was still dark. I laced up my sneakers, grabbed a jump rope, and headed to the community square. Day 1, I made it 200 jumps before I was gasping like I might die. Day 3, 500, and my calves shook going up the stairs. Day 5, after 1,000 jumps, I threw up into a trash can. But I never skipped a day. Evening of day 6, I was stretching outside when Nicholas came back from soccer, ball under his arm. He looked me up and down. Why are you all sweaty? I didn't answer. Kept stretching. He leaned against the wall. Somebody said they saw you jumping rope to lose weight. Still nothing from me. He kept going. Same careless, know-it-all tone as always. If you actually want to lose weight, get a gym membership. Jump rope alone won't do much. With your weight, never mind. He paused. Oh, did you get your Harvard letter? Mine came. My hand stopped for a second. He thought I was still going to Harvard. Everyone did. I stood up straight and walked into the building, face blank. Did you get it or not? He called after me. The door swung shut and cut him off. Heading up the stairs, I actually smiled a little. Take your time waiting, Nicholas. Come October, you'll find out. Day 8. Someone posted a video in the class group chat.